Do not fear getting older, as it is a privilege that is denied to far too many people. Let me start off this video with a story time. A very short story time. It's about a kid that I knew in primary center. I know I might have told this story before, but I feel like it really, really stands out to me. As I'm a primary center kid, my nana takes me to school every single morning. I met this kid. I'm not going to say his name, but we became very good friends over the course of the year. Obviously, because I was in the primary center. I was a kid. Basically, what had happened to him is he had contracted cancer, and he had it was just bad, And then one day I came into school, and I was told that he was no longer with us, that he was just no longer alive. He was no longer on the planet, And then he just didn't exist anymore, And it was hard to actually go through. For me, obviously for his family, it was 100 times worse, but he was a kid, is what I am trying to say. He was young, and if you would have asked him, not like he would have known or anything, but if you would have asked him how long how long he had left on this planet, he would have never known. There would have never been a solid answer. He might have been like, maybe he doesn't even know because he's a kid, but all I'm trying to say is it's unfair, and that there doesn't actually need to be a reason why something bad happens. Who's to say something bad won't happen to you? For so long, not that I am still afraid of getting older. Okay, I just don't think that fear is going to go away. As you slowly get closer and closer to death, I just feel like it's a gimme. You're going to be scared of death no matter what. In fact, your fear of death is going to go ahead and push you to do certain things. It's either going to make you push towards something because you really want it and you feel like you will be remembered or something. You're going to pursue something that you really care about. I don't know. But all I do know is that the fear of death is it's just there. And it shows you the true meaning of life. Because without death, there is no true purpose. There's not really a point in doing anything because, if I have forever, then that means I just have forever to do everything, But with the finite time inside of your life, because it's not infinite, that gives you a push, to actually get out there and want to do the things that you want to do. And you actually end up never doing them because of you have a fear of death, But I know I say this a lot, but death doesn't actually stop death. Your fear of death won't actually stop death. But what it will stop you from living your life fully. Because I don't have the reason or the answer as to why people die young, or as to why people don't live as long of a life as they are supposed to. I've even met people, who's like, there was this one person who their dad died pretty young, they were a teenager, and there's just no reason as to why their father died. Maybe it was for something that we just haven't seen yet, something for a later purpose, I still wonder about why my dad died at a young age, You never get the answers, but what I do know is that I'm only going to be this age one time. There's never going to be this day again. There's only ever going to be one today. Of course there will be other days. Right now I'm recording this video in February. There will be other Februaries that come. But none of them will be February 2025. They'll be February 2026, February 2028, or so on and so forth. But they will never be an exact this ever again. In fact, today is the youngest you will ever be. Because Earth doesn't stop. It doesn't stop rotating. Time does not say, hey, this guy needs a break, let's give him a break. No. There's no such thing as breaks. And especially when your mind, because the thing is your mind, it's going to stay the same. Okay? It's going to stay the same. Now, I'm not talking from experience. Now, what I have heard is like whenever I talk to my nana, she's like, oh, I was just 17 like a couple weeks ago. Like I feel like the exact same, just I'm just like weaker. It's weird because your mind is still the same. You just can't do things as good as you used to. Maybe you can't walk, you can't run, maybe you can't bend like you used to. But that's why I'll say it again. Do not fear death do not fear getting older, because it's a privilege that is denied to far too many people. There will be a point in your life where you will have more yesterdays accumulated than yesterdays left. Now, it's going to be totally impossible to actually go ahead and say when this flip is going to happen. But all I do know is your life is like a sand timer. And there's no flipping the timer. There's no saying, you know what? I want to redo. Or you know what? I regret this. No. Be appreciative that you have even made it this far. Okay? Be appreciative that you are here on the ground, hearing, smelling, tasting, like everything, all the senses. That is what it is to be a human being. Okay? Because as soon as you start creeping up on death's door, that God that you are unsure that, I don't know if God exists, but that God that you don't know, you don't even know if that God exists, but as soon as you need him, as soon as you're either in pain or something is happening to you, or you really need that higher power, you start praying. You start asking for help. And that's a very human thing, to hope, to ask for help. And another thing that people, it really is deep rooted in their brain, help. Okay, as you get older, you're probably going to need help, okay? But here's the thing. Asking for help doesn't actually mean you're giving up. And that's very miscommunicated. Because some people think, I'm asking for help. I'm like, I'm down and I'm out. I'm just like, I need help. Like, no. In fact, all asking for help means is just you're refusing to give up in the first place. You're refusing to take that L. Now, I'm fully aware that one day, if I do not slow down, smell the flowers, and realize exactly what I have, because you don't realize what you have until you lose it, like your legs, your arms, your ability to pick up things, your ability to bend, my ability to walk, my ability to talk, my ability to do everything. As you get older, you just realize that you're aging backwards. You literally go from a baby, and then you grow up, and then you just slowly turn back into a baby. You quite literally shrink as you age. I will get smaller. I'm already small, dude. I'm only going to get smaller. It's just really bad. It's like everything just like shrinks and things become like shriveled. If that makes sense. Like everything is just kind of like decaying. And as I got older, I thought everything would be fine. But as you get older, you just watch as everything around you dies. You watch as your parents get older, because they're getting older too. Not only you. And you'll think about the times when you were 14 and you got dropped off at the movie theaters, and you just didn't care. And then one day you finally realize that time is the one thing you can't get back. That you could always make more money, you could always make a new friend, you could always make a new experience, but you can't make more time. Because there's 1 second inside of the future, because the future is, let me get this straight, the future does not exist, okay? The future is just whatever you decide to do next. The future is only inside of your head. As soon as you stop thinking about the future, it doesn't exist anymore. All that exists is right now, okay? Every single choice that you have ever made up to this point has made you into the person you are right now, okay? Now, I want you to think back a year or 2 years ago, okay? Maybe you were super sad, okay? And I'm going to use myself as an example. A year and a half ago, I was horribly sad, okay? And I'm not saying I'm not still sad or whatever, but I was definitely worse, okay? Would you trade places with yourself 1 year ago? If you said no, that means you made progress. Stop lying to yourself and say you haven't made any. Because progress is always progress, even if it's 1%. Even if it's waking up in the morning and just making your bed. That is progress. Okay? Every little bit of it is progress. Stop trying to become that perfect person. Instead, just try to become a better person. A good person. Because as long as you actually go out there inside of this life and you do what you can with what you have, with honesty, compassion, and just you care, cut to worst case. and you move on. Like everything else inside of the world. Okay, do you think someone actually goes out there and gets this life 100% right? I don't think there's such thing as doing it 100% right. There's no such thing. It's only do what you can do with what you have. You know, because one day, like I said, I'll blink my eyes and I'll be 51. And I'll look around and I'll think about all the time I wasted. All the opportunities I have. All the opportunities I had. All the chances that I had to talk to people. All the chances that I had to follow my dreams, chase my dreams. You know, because if you don't chase your dreams while you're younger, one day you're not going to be able to chase them anymore. You know, you work hard in your 20s and 30s so you could relax in your whatever. But that also comes down to the privilege thing. Who's to say that I'm going to live to 40 some? Who's to say that I'm going to live to 50? It's impossible to tell. That is why you have to live every single moment as if it is your last moment. Okay, not financially or whatever. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to go spend all my money. No. But you should improve yourself. You should read books. Knowledge is power. Okay, health is wealth. When you're healthy, you have 1 billion wishes. You have billions of wishes, things that you want. But as soon as you are sick, as soon as you are unhealthy, you only have one wish. To actually get better. That's why health is wealth. If you're not here, if you are not here and healthy, how are you going to do anything? Be so serious. Because the cost of everything, man. The cost of everything. There will be a week where you're just horrible, where you're just totally horrible to your body. Like you're not eating correctly, you're not sleeping correctly, you're not doing all these things. You're going to pay the cost. You know, and then you cut into reality and you ask, oh, why do I feel so poopy? Think about what you fed yourself. Have you been sleeping? Have you been doing this? Have you been doing that? Have you actually been doing the things to take care of your body? Have you been drinking water? I know I haven't. But that is why you need to continue to stay healthy. You know, your body is purely a rental. A rental given to you by the universe. You don't know how long you're going to have this thing for. You don't know how long you're going to have this life for. Sometimes I feel like life is just horrible. And then sometimes I feel like it's beautiful. You know, because you're able to look around, see, smell, hear. I'm actually here. I'm alive. I'm able to go out there and do whatever it is I want to do. You know? And here's another thing. At the end of your life, when older people are asked, they usually don't regret the things they did. They usually regret the things they didn't do. And if you're still worried about that thing, you still can't do that thing, think about this. It's either going to be a good time or a good story. Okay? Even if you go out there and mess everything up, which you probably are, it's all right, because that's life. You're going to go out there, you're going to fail. You're going to go out there, you're going to fail. You're going to make a little bit of progress. You're going to fail again. You're going to make a little bit of progress. Listen to this. People get praised for the things that they do. But the things that they do, they have spent thousands of hours of practicing in private. People are celebrated in public for what they do in private. Okay? Like hitting the gym every day, reading a book, building a business, anything. Okay? It's that hard, silent grind. Okay? So stop sitting around and thinking that the time for change has passed you by. Because only one person gets to decide that. You. Nobody else. Don't be afraid of getting older. Don't be afraid of life. You know, maybe take life seriously, engage, socialize. Be you. Find out what it means to be a you on a rock in a galaxy inside of a universe and just try to figure it out. Because I can't tell you why you're here. I can't tell you why any of the things that happen to you. I can't tell you why they happen. All I can tell you is that they do. And they are going to continue happening. So get out there, try your best, and do not forget to stay positive. You know? And hopefully one day you won't wake up 49 or older and look around and say, you know what, I wasted my entire life. I didn't do anything besides wait. I didn't do anything besides wait for that perfect moment, wait for that perfect time. But little did we know that there's no such thing as a perfect timing. Because you make the perfect timing. Don't put off what could be done today, tomorrow. Because sometimes you never know if there's going to be a tomorrow. That's why you have to do it today. Or at least try to. Get one step closer. Stay positive.